Over the last decade, the phrase Africa Rising has gained currency as the description of the economic windfalls that have resulted from the discovery of additional natural resources such as oil, as well as increased investor interest in the continent. Whilst Africa may be the world's fastest growing continent, it also is the region that is least connected to the global economy and, even worse, least connected internally. This is according to a study conducted by global payment solutions company Visa in conjunction with Gordon Institute of Business Science. African countries are said to import products that can be sourced cheaply and abundantly from the continent, a situation that has been blamed on weak transport and communication links within the continent. That challenge is now being addressed through infrastructure projects such as the Lamu Port, South Sudan-Ethiopia Transport Corridor project.
When you connect to others, you can connect to neighbours or you can connect to more distant economic actors.
Another challenge that is bedeviling the continent is the lack of diverse products to trade.
Angola exports lots of oil, but they really only export a single product, which means whilst they export a lot, they export a single product, a very narrow product basket, which allows us to describe Angola as having a lot of depth but not much breadth.
The study further compared the intensity of trade within the regional economic blocs in Sub-Saharan Africa. Here, it emerged that South Africa, Kenya and Nigeria are the countries that exhibit the greatest affinity to trade within their neighbours and with countries outside Africa.
The challenge for Kenya is to say, how well are you integrated with the West Africa cluster, for example, and the Southern East African cluster? We are all in the same region, Sub-Saharan Africa. You would expect that the East African cluster would also integrate more with the Southern cluster and the West African cluster.
The report's findings have been released a month to the signing of a pact that will see the merger of 3 African regional economic blocs, namely the East African Community EAC, the Southern African Development Community SADC, and the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa COMESA. Denis Otieno, The Big Question.